Alright, here we go. This is a custom 1v1 on Thar between the blue player in the upper left-hand corner, Zirnitra, and the Steampunk Striker, and his opponent, the green player in the bottom right-hand corner, Valinor, and the Steampunk Neo. Valinor going no moneymaker. He has been doing a lot of no moneymaker games recently, trying to see how he can make it work, and he actually has been able to make it work quite well. Maybe not in the top-tier meta viable kind of stage. I mean, obviously it is much easier to play with moneymakers versus no moneymakers, but we will see how this will go. It is a little bit more challenging, I would say, on Thar. 4-to-4 distances is really far. Compared to maps like Duel and stuff, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do that harass that he would normally do. Kind of rely on early game aggression for that kind of compensation to to actually make this no moneymaker thing work. Zirnitra actually goes with a Dillo attacking that close, that neutral close is kind of interesting, but now going with that fort harass does put a little bit of damage down on, and does comment that that Valinor is going no moneymaker. And that's always good. And he is just continually attacking this outpost here, or this fort here, while in the meantime Valinor going with boomers will be able to kill quite a lot of moneymakers. 1, 2, there you go. That is, nope. Those boomers are going to finish that one off. He really has to finish that one off manually, but no, Zirnitra does come back after getting a little bit of damage down here. He actually was able to kill one of the Dillos that Valinor stationed there at that fort. And now Valinor is going to try to take his close as soon as he possibly can, I think. I guess not as soon as he possibly can, but will try to take it. That initial attack by Zirnitra kind of prevented that, but now creeps will start to wander in. Valinor will be able to get that close. In the meantime, Zirnitra has been able to get his and actually bunker some creeps, but all the neutrals have not been cleared quite yet. Okay, now that last Jackal has been killed, so now there's only Seekers. He really needs to socket that last moneymaker, and now Valinor also getting as close now. And again, going with boomers, he is going to stop that that moneymaker income that Zirnitra is getting here. But Zirnitra actually also attacking this fort, but Valinor's attack will definitely prove to be more valuable. And will try to, it's really difficult there to land at that cliff. Has been able to actually finish off that Dillo, and Zirnitra is coming back. He is reacting, does get that moneymaker before Valinor is able to finish it off. Oh man, and Valinor does comment that his controls are glitched. And he can't press spacebar. He did just now, sort of, or well, no, he probably hit shift, but yeah, but that is unfortunate. AirMech obviously in beta, still in development, still working out the kinks. Quite an extensive thread count in the help/technical section, which is pretty much the bug post section. But right now, Zirnitra with a couple Dillos in queue might actually be able to take this mid. Oh god, just dropping one Dillo there. It might be finished off by that Longhorn. No, okay, he will be able to kill it, and Valinor going for that top corner, dropping some Dillos to kill that T99. And that top corner is I forget what it is. It is a factory, so it will increase Valinor's income. So this no moneymaker build will not be as as hard to deal with more outposts under his control. And now we'll start to, let's see how these two Dillos have gone. One of them has been killed, but the other one is still alive. And that T99 finally is dead. But Zirnitra will be able to take this mid for a little while. Let's see if he can drop these Dillos in position such that they will prevent the enemy units from firing on, or the neutral units from firing on them. Not quite, okay, yeah, so Longhorn are not actually firing on those Dillos. And Valinor actually here taking out quite a lot of the T99s. Okay, not quite a lot, but the second one eventually will go down with 3 Dillos stationed over there, and Valinor trying to kill what he can with a Bucky in support. Actually does get 2 Dillos, 3 Dillos for the price of 1 Bucky, so that is really great. And now Zirnitra desperately trying to retake this middle outpost. And Valinor now coming with some more units with a Dillo. Decided to kind of hesitated there. Didn't really decide to drop it at that mid. In the meantime, Zirnitra is trying to deal this Bucky at that front door, but that Dillo does finish it off pretty quickly. Will be able to retake this outpost one more time, but does get a little bit pinned down by Valinor. Oh, but Valinor did not hit him with that stasis blast, and now Zirnitra will be able to take this mid and actually secure it with these Dillos. That last neutral Longhorn is still there, and Valinor has not been able to clear this yet. These Dillos have died, and he has not been able to take that top factory, that top right factory. Zirnitra does have this middle outpost, not dropping that soldier, a little bit of a missed micro there, not getting far enough away from that outpost for the soldier to actually drop, but now is surrounding this outpost with his Dillo, so will be able to actually get quite a good defense out on the field. Oh, well, not necessarily out on field, but at this mid, and now Zirnitra doing a scout, looks that, and sees that Valinor doesn't really have too much at his close, so does decide to drop and kill a Dillo or two. Valinor gonna be able to grab that top finally with those 4 soldiers, and will be able to surround it with Bucky, so I don't know if, I doubt Zirnitra will be able to take it anytime, or at least really mount an assault on it anytime, but Zirnitra finishing off that last Dillo, levels up to level 5, does see that there is pretty much nothing there at that bottom, so is he deciding to go with an attack, or is he deciding to go with a capture? It does look like these units, these Dillos are set on attack, and in the meantime, Valinor going with a Bucky attack as well on Zirnitra's close, which is 100% undefended. There is nothing there. Zirnitra does see that this outpost is under Valinor's control, and did drop a Bucky and, or not a Bucky, a Dillo, and finished off some of his units that were defending there. But now Zirnitra with 4 Dillos at the front door. Valinor does have to start microing and repositioning here, but Zirnitra really low on health, does get hit by that stasis by Valinor, and does get finished off on the ground by that Neo Fire. And now Valinor will be able to clean up the rest of these Dillos after taking a little bit of damage. Zirnitra definitely a little bit ahead in terms of fort health now because of that attack, but Valinor has been able to neutralize this outpost and sort of semi-surround it with 4 Buckies. Valinor with only 3 creeps though, so it's not going to be enough to actually take this outpost, and since it's really, really close for Zirnitra, it's really, really close to his fort, I doubt that he'll be able to, oh god, no, he won't be able to knock those bulbs down because mechs can't knock bulbs down, so Valinor with these 4 creeps is going to be able to take this outpost away from Zirnitra. And yes, the 4 bulbs do go up. Valinor now dropping Dillos. I would like to see him drop. Oh, he doesn't have any defensive infantry except for boomers that don't really do it. But Zirnitra getting finished off one more time, sitting next to Dillos for way too long. And now Valinor does have Zirnitra's left close. Zirnitra spamming that respawn button, actually coming back really, really fast. He has 62k in his bank and only plus 16 power. So hopefully he will start to make more moves. He does have 16, or not 16. He does have 5 Dillos in his queue. Man, what is wrong with my counting here? But he does have 5 Dillos in his build queue. Once those move out, oh, and he actually sent the Dillos at mid to go to Valinor's fort, so Valinor will have to defend here, but he already has a really great defensive line of Dillos, so he won't really have to spend too much time doing that. They will definitely be finished off by those defending Dillos, and now Zirnitra still trying to retake this outpost. Will probably get it neutralized now. Yes, he does, and Valinor doesn't have anything in his queue, is not really too credit starved though. It is 27,000 credits, and Zirnitra has 65k. Zirnitra really, really needs to start pumping out his units, really, really needs to hit level 7, really, so he can hit Goliaths. Valinor also very, very close to 7, level 6, but now with 4 creeps, okay, he will not be able to take this with 4 bulbs up, and, or with 2 bulbs up there for Zirnitra, and now only 3 green bulbs are up. But now Zirnitra will be able to retake this close, at least, you know, clear those units that Valinor has over there. And now Valinor sitting out from his fort will probably, I'm pretty sure he set this on attack. He might have set these on capture, so they'll go for this right here. But there is pretty much nothing left here for Zirnitra in defense. And there's a huge line, not a huge line, but a pretty big line of units here. And now with this Dillo spam being dropped on the field, I think Zirnitra will be able to actually defend against this. But they are completely bypassing this mid. Zirnitra getting pinned down here by Zirnitra getting pinned down by Valinor's EMP. And now those Dillos are definitely, yeah, Zirnitra coming back to that fort. Really needs to start defending because there are a lot of Dillos coming out and will be able to actually shut this down. There are 3 Dillos and mech fire is definitely enough, and Zirnitra is actually already leaving. But now Valinor might be able to get this outpost neutralized with those creeps, but no, Zirnitra drops a Dillo right in the face of those creeps. They will start to fire the Dillo instead of the outpost, and now another Dillo does come down, but Valinor with a lot of jackals. This outpost does go neutral. Valinor has a couple creeps here. He might be able to, no, he will not be able to take it. Let's see if he can take more. Oh, but a couple Dillos randomly sent by Zirnitra 2 to the front door. Wow, so now Zirnitra actually, oh man, Valinor might be able to take this. Not quite yet because Zirnitra did drop creeps just now. Gets pinned down once again. He might be finished off here on the ground. Let's see if Valinor can actually get this finished. And Valinor, predicting that that liftoff from Zirnitra does lift off and doesn't finish him off on the ground, which allows Zirnitra to stay on the ground, puts some creeps in that outpost, and now this is definitely a battle for mid right now. And Zirnitra has a couple creeps. Valinor drops creeps of his own, so Zirnitra really needs to spam some light units. I don't know. Oh, and does get finished off there by Valinor in the air, and now Valinor does have the upper hand, and there's Zirnitra coming back immediately with so many credits in his bank. He was able to spam that respawn button, come back really quickly, dropping some infantry, but really low on power. He doesn't have anything in his build queue, even though he has 85,000 credits. Valinor has 42k of his own, so it's not necessarily a question of money at this point. It is a question of power. Dillos and Buckies take up quite a lot of power, and Zirnitra spamming nothing but Dillos for the most part, and Valinor with quite a lot of Dillos on the field as well. Had a lot of Buckies on the field earlier, and now Zirnitra selling off his money makers. Wow, selling off his money makers for the upkeep. Oh my god, that is really crazy. Valinor is trying to get a good surround on this outpost, and he definitely has it now. Zirnitra is definitely not going to be able to do much. And actually, we are in the halftime heal / halftime credit boost stage, and Zirnitra again getting pinned down on the ground, finished off by Valinor one more time. Valinor with quite a lot of units here. Not a question of money for either of these players. And right now, Valinor is definitely has the upper hand against Zirnitra, even though Zirnitra pretty much has an entirely full credit, pretty much a capped credit right now. He did hit the credit cap a little bit earlier. Now building Goliaths, and hopefully those Goliaths will be able to, contest what Valinor has on the field. But Valinor building Goliaths of his own, already has 2 on the field, and going for the other outpost that Zirnitra is not at right now. That's pretty much what you need to do. Go for the outpost. Where your opponent isn't, that's where you need to attack. Keep his attention out, like Valinor did send some units over here. So keep his attention at other parts of the map, so you can get that one-on-none time wherever else you want to attack. And Valinor dropping a stasis blast there. Okay. So whatever you can get, I guess, but Valinor definitely has the advantage right now. It's 40 to 100 for the most part. Zirnitra still desperately trying to defend, waiting for those goalies to build, and now has a push coming out here by Valinor. Really does not want to bring those goalies out, and I'm pretty sure Valinor already is under the impression that Zirnitra has quite a lot of units out on the field, but Zirnitra losing, or not out on the field, but in his build queue, but losing that outpost before he's able to drop those goalies. Valinor already has been able to take this outpost and almost finishing off Zirnitra before he gets back to that outpost, and does stalk him. Oh, and gets that finish. Zirnitra lifting off. I'm not really sure why he decided to lift off. I guess Valinor flying away kind of tricked him out of it. But once again, spamming the respawn button. Has plenty of credits in his queue now, or in his bank. And now starting to sell off Dillos for the upkeep, trying to make just a completely full army of goalies, and trying to keep whatever he can in his build queue at the time for now. Just so he can have as much power as he possibly can. Does scout that outpost, has quite a lot of goalies surrounding. Zirnitra might actually be able to do a base, a fort-to-fort push with these goalies. The problem is those goalies are really slow, and Valinor again getting that finish on Zirnitra. Zirnitra not lifting off with, the predictive timing, I guess is what you can call it. Now we'll probably lose this close. Zirnitra has a full queue of goalies, 4 goalies out on the field, 5 goalies in his queue, and 31,000 in his bank. Now starting to move out. Not using mass commands. You guys, version 1 now has mass commands, so it is something to get used to. Now Valinor definitely does see it, but the question is, where are these goalies going? Are these goalies going to go for Valinor's fort? Are they going to go to the mid, or are they going to go for the close? And Valinor deciding to send his goalies out at the same time, because obviously he will win the base race, but there are only 3 goalies there. Zirnitra has has like 9 goalies. Yes, 9, I think. I'm pretty sure that's 9 goalies coming out, and Valinor trying to defend his goalies. And Zirnitra actually able to kill one, and that one last goalie in his... Oh, but Zirnitra getting a level up! So trying to... Oh man, that level up, and Valinor dropping the WoW. And there are 9 goalies here, and Valinor, you know, hitting them with that Stasis Blast, and with a single goalie here defending for Zirnitra and, you know, shooting the back of those goalies. He will be able to finish off these green Goliaths before they're able to finish off his fort, but I don't know if... And that it does have to be repositioned. And Zirnitra now really... Okay, so Valinor has been able to kill 2 of the Goliaths coming out, so there are only 7 left, and they eventually will all go down. Zirnitra kind of assuming that the middle outpost... Oh, and Valinor gets finished off by those goalies. The middle outpost now does go neutral, but Zirnitra doesn't have anything in his build queue, so taking this outpost is not really going to mean anything. And those goalies are still making their way to that fort, and Valinor doesn't really have anything on that front door to really defend properly. Both players shooting at the enemy units instead of trying to support their own. Zirnitra is going to lose a couple more of these goalies to Valinor's fire, and let's see if he has anything. He doesn't really have anything else coming out. This goalie push with 3 goalies left is pretty much... Oh, with 2 goalies left now, this is pretty much his last hope, pretty much a last-ditch effort to win this game, as he has no more outposts left under his control, and he has... well, that's pretty much it. That's all. That's the only factor that's really necessary to really, you know, to be a deciding factor in this game. He will probably be able to neutralize this mid. No, more creeps going down for Valinor. Valinor with a lot of level 4 creeps here. So Zirnitra not going to be able to neutralize this outpost yet. Trying to kill what he can, but it's not going to get it too far. He really needs to bring out more units. He is building more Dillos, but at this point Valinor has more credits than Zirnitra, because Zirnitra sold off all of his moneymakers, and Zirnitra going to get finished off one more time. Oh, this time by enemy units, and now look at this fort. No moneymakers. That's pretty much what Zirnitra needs at this point. And pretty much gens have been nerfed into the ground, so they don't really make sense to take at this point either. And now Valinor with full map control. This outpost is not under control of anybody right now, but since there's one Bucky there, I'm going to give that one to Valinor. Why not? And at this point, Zirnitra just trying to pick off what he can, poke and probe and prod at whatever units that Valinor has, but Valinor getting him again on the ground, and Zirnitra is trying to stay alive, but Valinor dropping that Seeker, getting finished off on the ground one more time, and it's pretty much now just a matter of time. Valinor just has to wait. He definitely has more credit income than Zirnitra at this point. Now Zirnitra again bringing out the money makers, and now Valinor is now going to be able to take that last outpost. Up, one more creep necessary. One more creep eventually will come in, and Zirnitra is not really going to be... really needs to play the kind of stall game at this point. Needs to take advantage of the fact that he has moneymakers and Valinor doesn't. Really needs to mass up as many units as he can to that fort and just go as soon as he possibly can. Considering, not really soon, but meaning as soon as he kind of determines he has enough units to overwhelm whatever forces Valinor might have in a specific area. But now Valinor is starting to move out. 2 goalies and 2 Dillos are going to move out. Zirnitra not able to finish off that Seeker before he's killed himself. And now Valinor dropping... Oh, now going for that last outpost, this island. And Zirnitra does not want to spend money on respawn anymore. Does have moneymakers out on the field, does have more Goliaths coming out, but look at these Goliaths now coming out. 2 Dillos have reached that front door. They probably will be killed pretty quickly, but now 2 goalies here for Valinor coming out, and 2 more being ferried, 1 more being ferried over by Valinor, 1 more coming out from that close, and now at this point Zirnitra trying to create a wall on his front door, but Valinor able to reposition, and now Zirnitra definitely has to play the blocking game against Valinor, and definitely is just waiting for Valinor to reposition so he can reposition himself, and does not have enough credits to queue up. Okay, now finally has enough credits to queue up another goalie, but Valinor just going to play the fort micro game. And, you know, with Zirnitra, at this point, Valinor is going to be kind of screwed because he will run out of energy. He does have to go back out there. And at this point, Zirnitra will be able to win this blocking war if he can. However, it's really close. Valinor has taken out pretty much 3/4 of Zirnitra's life and doesn't have much left to take out. And now Zirnitra just waiting for that goalie to be built. And I guess now deciding to just drop and kill what he can, I guess. But now Valinor is just really... taking full map control, dropping goalies at that last island, increasing his income even more. Not like he needs it because he has 52k in his bank. He really actually needs more power. It's plus 44 power on his side, but because of the rate that goalies and Dillos drain power from your power pool, it's just going to take a little bit of time for Valinor to to mass up enough units to actually finish off Zirnitra. Zirnitra coming up with a lot of goalies now. If Valinor lets this slide, this might actually be bad news. I mean, it's not super likely that he'll be able to mass up enough units to actually overwhelm whatever Valinor has out on the field, and now Valinor moving out, but with pretty much Dillos only. It's not super likely that Zirnitra, but he does have them queued up for mass commands. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but now Valinor dropping a Dillo at that back area, and Zirnitra, mismicroing there, not able to pick up that Dillo, and not able to block this Dillo. So Valinor with a lot of Dillos here, getting a good surround on this fort will probably be enough to actually deliver the killing blow on Zirnitra right now. And even level 4 creeps able to aid here in this in the fort DPS contribution, and Valinor will be able to get this victory, firing at that back, and Zirnitra goes down in defeat. Valinor able to get this custom 1v1 Thar victory over Zirnitra with no moneymakers. Yeah, that was very, very interesting, to say the least. Zirnitra had to sell off. I don't think I've ever seen, I mean, that's probably one of the most unique scenarios I've ever seen. Selling off moneymakers against an opponent that doesn't have any because you need the upkeep is just ridiculous in my book. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Once again, thanks to Valinor for sending this in. So guys, if you have any games that are super interesting or just pretty cool, send them in to me at ruy0x@gmail.com or ruy on Steam. So, I don't know. I say this exact same thing every single time. I'm just going to say thanks for watching. This is RUI, and that's game. See you next time.